Sunday you came. Yesterday you didn't come. You are Ayushman. Purana? Yeah. Time while you come, and then we'll start today's session. So we do a Kirtan for 10-15 minutes. I think you would be knowing Hare Krishna Mahamantra. You know it? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Okay. So I'll chant, and then everybody will chant together. And again I'll chant, and everybody will chant together. And the way I will lead, everybody has to follow. Okay? Sure. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. So, continuing the session of yesterday, today the session is Signs of Soul. So, many could not come because of classes, and they have come today. So, we'll revise the little what we discussed yesterday for 5 minutes. So, students can tell one by one in a flow, you can tell those who attended some points. Yesterday's session. Start. So first we saw that we are enjoying cooking, ganja, smoking, girls. There is a saturation point it comes. Anything we are doing. 105 days, we understand the first year, second year, fourth year. He may understand it after 10 years of working in some big multinational company. But he has to understand this one at one time of his life. that there is a saturation point in everything. I'm not searching for this thing. I'm searching for something else. That is enjoyment. We want to enjoy in life, right? So we try out various things for that enjoyment which we are seeking for. And we saw that everything falls in four categories. What are the four things? Eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. And we saw that in these four things, eating, mating, sleeping, and defending, Ahar, Mitra, Prem, animal kingdom is best. Yes. They are far better than us. Okay. Elephant can eat more than us. A dog and a monkey, I told you in one day, a monkey can have sex 300 times a day. Humans maximum one time. So they are far better than us. So why this differential in these four capacities are there? We are more so size jet technology. But ultimately, we saw defending. Although in a sophisticated way, before we were sitting down and eating, today we are sitting at the dining table and eating. What is the difference? One day, death will come and everything will go. Everything will go from your hand. But because we don't know the real science of life, we are thinking death, everything will be lost, so enjoy now till the fullest. So today we will see why we should not think like that. That is just very wrong conception which we have been given. And we saw three kleshas, three miseries coming from mind and body. Adi Bhautik Kalesh, we are living here, and one entity will give problem to another living entity that we saw. Then Adi Daivik Kalesh, we saw flood, earthquakes, such things will come. And this is Devi Deva, Surya. They are the controllers of these things. So we are materially very much advanced, but this advancement has not done a single thing to decrease these problems, these miseries which everybody has, but rather increased it at a very high rate. We have not been able to solve the problems of the diseases, rather we have increased them. Jails are not decreasing, jails are increasing. Diseases are not decreasing, they are increasing. Crimes are not decreasing, they are increasing. Correct? Human trafficking is not decreasing, they are increasing. So instead of decreasing all these things and make a peaceful situation so that people can understand the various important questions of life, which I told you, that why we are here, where we were before birth, what will happen to us after death, why a child is taking birth in a beggar's family, why a child is taking birth in a money's family, who is choosing that, and why everybody is so much in distressful situation, and what is the purpose of human life. These questions actually a human should ask. This is the dharma of a human, a living entity, humans especially. So we saw that by this advancement, we think that we are very great. Ali used to think Muhammad Ali, but later he said, I am the greatest fool when he got by disease. And what we have made by our advancement, we are just thinking, okay, VIT, inside VIT is so clean, but outside VIT, they are taking the waste and they are dumping it somewhere. which is making the misery, the people living around their lives into misery. So the same thing is happening everywhere. So we are we have become very selfish. We are become very greedy, and we are just thinking about ourselves. Why? And we are thinking this is advancement. This is not advancement. Increasing the lust, greed, and hankering for everything. This is not advancement. Advancement means people should have actually basic necessities with a very less endeavor. Roti, kapda, makan. This should be available with very less endeavor. And rest of the time, they should inquire about the questions of the life. Today, they will whole day and night in Germany. One of my friend is there working. I told you yesterday, he does. There, the people they are working 16 hours a day, and then they are running their family. Otherwise, it will be very difficult. The lifestyle is high. So whole life will go into that, and death will come. Everything will pass. So we saw what we are doing to the rivers. Rivers are gone. Air is gone. Land is gone. And this we are calling to be advancement. This is not advancement. So we are using our intelligence rather to decrease these problems. We have increased it more and more, and we are not trying to tackle it. All these things we saw, and we saw how scientific problems are just a patchwork. And then I made a connection between today's lecture that actually the problem is that the living entity is sitting there, that civilization, but he's sad because the fish is out of water. And if you give the fish money, burger, a nice seat beside the sea, and many things, but the fish will not be happy, it needs water. Similarly, living entities, humans, any living entity in this world, they are jivas, atma, soul. And soul, spirit, needs spiritual knowledge. If spirit doesn't take spiritual knowledge, they'll never be happy. They'll never be happy. So we saw this example and we understood this. Then we saw that how our culture degraded and how the Britishers, these things were very common to everybody. And because of this knowledge, people were living very peacefully in India, not India but Bharat. They were living very peacefully because they knew how things are under control and how we are under control and how we have to fulfill the purpose of human life. But today, because of various plannings and big things, today's culture has changed into totally British culture. Our constitution is of Britishers, our education system is of Britishers. Everything what they designed at the time when they were there, same thing is being followed up. And there is no proper guidance about soul, about the person who is it. So this is creating a great mess and degradation of Indian culture and tradition is not only detrimental for India, but for the whole world. Because in the whole world there is no culture. It is India only. It is Bharat which teaches to the whole world about soul, Atma, Bhagavan. Anybody has to understand from Australia about God, they are told, go to India. Because this is the place where Lord Krishna appeared, where Lord Rama appeared. So this is the place which will be the center place to understand this spiritual knowledge. And by till the time we were focused on that, India was leading in everything. GDP of the country was 34%. China and USA were 2%, 5%. 19, 15, 19, 19, 19, 19. This is the data. But today, we are begging. Before people in this country were eating on golden plates. Today they are fighting for plastics. This is the condition. Why? Because GDP is not going high. No. You have left God. You have left your father. And without father, how will your country prosper? Without father, how will your home prosper? Everywhere. And home will not prosper. And at the same time, you will not prosper. You will be sad. You will be distressed. This is the missing link, missing point in today's civilization, godless civilization we are moving towards. And this was RM vision theory we discussed. And we saw how Vedas are very perfect. And from these Vedas, we can understand many things. and then today's session. So I just revised it for those who didn't come yesterday. Very short. If you have any questions, you can ask me later after the class. So I request again everybody, switch off their mics, smartphones, small phones, so that there is no disturbance in the class. I'm here attending. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं सागर रघुनाथान्वितां सावधूतं परिलक्षितां सहगणविद्या श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णाय नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णाय शिवते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी नमस्ते सारस्वती विशेषादि पाश्चात्य देशकाल। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवास आदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम। Science of soul. Many people say, we have not seen soul. When you discuss about God, they'll say, we have not seen God. How can we believe? Show us. Then we will believe. A fellow gentleman studying he was a professor. He asked some children that, why you are chanting Lord's name, putting tilak? Why are you doing like this? Where is God? How you can see him? It is not possible. The children, they were shocked. You're a professor. You're saying like this. Do you have your hijab? They said anything. आपका hijab भी तो नहीं दिख रहा है. Your mind is also not visible. Your brain, intelligence, that is also not visible. What does it mean? You don't have hijab. You don't have that brain. Your brain is not visible. Your intelligence is not visible. Brain is a material element, but intelligence and mind, that is not visible. You can't see it. Correct? Hardware is there, you can touch it. Software you can't touch it. It is not possible. So today, but I will show you by the symptoms, we will understand that how soul exists and how there is punarjanma, reincarnation, and we are changing our bodies. From birth, we live, and after death, we change the body. We go to next body. Everybody is doing it. Whether it is a Hindu, he is a Muslim, he is a Christian, he is a Parsi, or whichever religion he belongs to. Everybody is changing their body. So, we'll discuss these matters today. So, we'll take the first one. Am I matter or am I a spirit? So, I'll just tell you a simple exercise, and everybody, you can do it. Everybody, touch your head, touch your eyes, ears, chin, neck, shoulder, chest, your stomach. Touch yourself. Some hands are going up here. Some are stuck here. Well, touch myself. Who am I? So that is the question. Who am I? Who are you? So this body is made up of these elements. Dr. Harry Monson is a professor in foreign college, not in India. So you may have found it because this knowledge is not coming from India. It's from foreign. That these are the constituents of a body. 5 pounds of calcium, this much amount of phosphate. These are the chemicals with which body is made, and most of it is water. Most of it is water. Out of these chemicals, which chemical is bringing consciousness in the body? Can you tell? Sodium, phosphorus, phosphate, or in the periodic table, whichever chemical we have, suppose all the chemicals are there in the body. Which chemical is the cause for the consciousness in the body? Because of that chemical, I am able to speak, you are able to hear, and we are aware of the environment around us. Which chemical? Can you check? Is it possible by chemicals? That because of chemicals, the consciousness has come? It is not. This body, if you calculate the cost, it's 110. This slide is made very long ago. Now suppose it is 2023, 250 rupees, this body will cost. The chemicals in the body cost you just 250 rupees, 300 rupees. That's it. But is it worth of 300 rupees? Huh? It's not. We know that, correct? If a Mercedes car is there, and in a Mercedes car, your brother is going, an accident happened, and the brother is just with blood lined up. Mercedes is of 2 crores, and your brother is there, 300 rupees. What do you do? What we do? What we do? We'll take my brother first to the hospital, but a scientist will come and say, we are just dying from chemicals. Why so much worry? We have come out from chemicals. Okay, some people came in 9/11 in Mumbai and they started firing and so many people died. No problem, 170 bags of chemicals just left this place. The consciousness, the awareness stopped, that's it. Nothing happens. Why so much worry? If it's just chemicals. No, we take the brother first to the hospital. But a chemical person who is an engineer or doctor, if he's too much into that science, he may say that, oh, leave that brother, take this 2 crore car first to the garage. So we'll not do that. That is foolishness. Correct? So, what is that? Very beautiful women are there in this world. But we think, oh, once, if somebody lusting someone, he may think that, oh, one night if I stay with her, one time if I have sex with her, it will be so nice. My whole life will become, what is it? मेरा पूरा जीवन तर जाएगा, सफल हो जाएगा, success, that will be success of life. But the next second, they're dead. Their body is not, they're not alive. Will not like even to touch. Will not like to go even near her. We were so much fascinated towards her. So what is that thing which is bringing feelings, thinking, desires, movement, consciousness in the body? So this body structure, if you see, so this is the body. This is our body from outside. Okay. So this body is called gross body. In Sanskrit, it is called Deha Panch Mahabhut. It is made up of 5 elements. What are those 5 elements? Earth, water, fire, air, and ether. Inside this body, there are 3 elements. That is called subtle body. Subtle body is made up of mind, intelligence, and ego. We think, I am there, I exist. This is my ego. And inside this subtle body, there exists soul. This is a knowledge from Shastras, Bhagavad Gita. I'll prove it, how it is there. So, the nature of the soul is eternity, knowledge, and bliss. That's why everybody you see, they want happiness. Why? Because that is the nature of the soul. They want happiness. They want to enjoy. This is their nature. So, there is a movie going on. And there are 2 things which is seeing the movie. One is camera and one is the people. This camera is recording and this streaming. And you all are also hearing the lecture. Is there any difference between the 2 or same? First, it's different or it's the same? Different. What is the difference? Physically available. Okay. That is also physically available. More of virtual. Yeah. The camera cannot feel it.
Camera is looking at the movie, but the camera cannot feel it. The camera cannot show expressions. The camera, if I say something, you say, oh, something amazing, and like that. Something I say and you start laughing. But camera will not laugh. There's difference between this camera and our camera, which is eyes, and the mind which we have. So this difference is there. So first thing is intuitive understanding. Intuitive understanding is, I'll tell you, like we did the first experiment, that touch yourself. You could not touch. If I ask you, whose specs is that you are wearing? Parikshit, whose specs is that? My specs. Okay. Is it yours, friends? My. Okay. So it is his specs. Whose t-shirt? Your t-shirt. Whose pant? Your pant. Correct. Whose watch? Your watch. Right. So you are saying this t-shirt is mine, this pant is mine, this specs is mine, this watch is mine. Neckband? Whose is that neckband? Yours. His. If I say you are the neckband, hello, what nonsense. You are the watch. What do you say? What nonsense. You are the specs. See, he's laughing. Obviously, they will laugh. I am not the t-shirt. I am not the pant. Correct? Similarly, you say, whose hand? Whose hand is this? My hand. Whose legs? My legs. Whose body is this? My body. We have always studied in childhood. A for apple, B for boy. And next comes in sentences, my body, my leg, my hands. It is never I body, I hand, I legs. You are saying this body is mine. It's my body. If you are saying this body is mine, then who are you? And who is saying that this body is mine? It belongs to me. The body belongs to you, my body. This is called intuitive understanding. We understand the disease by symptoms. You can't see jaundice. You can't see malaria. Can you see? You have to understand it by symptoms. Have you seen electrons? Have you seen protons? You ask anybody, nobody has seen. They just know there is a entity which has this property and it goes from here to here, do like this. By the symptoms, they understand this is electron, this is proton. So this is intuitive understanding to understand that this is my hand, this is my body. If this body is mine, it means this body belongs to me. I am not the body. Okay? The body is continuously changing. You are 5 years of age. You are now 50 years of age. The body has changed a lot. And in 5 to 50 years, according to medical science, every 7 years, the body completely changes. And that you can see also, even the appearance changes. You may have met some of your elders in family or parties, and they'll see you and they'll not recognize you. Who are you? And when you go and touch feet and you say, I am his son, then they say, oh, you are his son. You have grown so big. I don't know. When you were a child, I used to take you in my lap and play with you. And he hugs you immediately. Now, he's not recognizing you. Why? Because your face has changed. Your body appearance has changed. But why do you recognize him? Because he has not changed so much and you can recognize that he's my uncle. So it's the same person, you are the same person, but your body has changed. So medical science says from 5 to 50, your body will change 7 times. Every 7 years, the body completely changes. The cells are replaced by new ones. You didn't change. You are Rahul is Rahul at age of 5, 15, 20, 25, 30 is the same Rahul. He has same parents. The person has not changed. So it means the person is different from the body. The body is changing, but the personality is not changing. It means these are two different things. There is a common sense that a person dies. Nana went away, grandfather went away. and we are shouting, we are crying. Grandfather went away. Who will take care of the family? Lands are not divided. We will fight so much. Grandmother, what she will do? And then crying, shouting, these things are going on. Why you are crying? Grandfather is not dead. He's just lying down there. Take a photo and match it up with the previous one. Still we are saying grandfather is gone away. Who is gone? Who is the grandfather who has gone away? दादाजी चले गए. कौन थे वो दादाजी चले गए? दादाजी is just lying down here. With the common sense, we can understand that there is something who went away. Dadaji chale gaye. Dadaji went away. It means that Dadaji was not the body, that grandfather is not the body which is lying down here. He just left. This is the third reason I gave, common sense. But still, think that these things are there. A person is saying like that, he can say in another way. So, near-death experience. Now, I'm coming to the scientific field. So, this is called near-death experience or out-of-body experience. In America, this is published in medical journals that 11 to 14% of average American population who are mentally, physically healthy have obese. With those who are so 14% of average people, those who are mentally, physically healthy, but they have some problem and they have gone for operations and all, and they have observed OBE or NDE. What is this out of body experience? So we'll see a video. He has just been two shots. She's the patient. The operation was successful and she came back to the body. She's saying, next thing I remember when I woke up, that I was on the hovering around the rooftop and I was looking at my body and all the doctors around what they are doing. The body is there being operated, but the person is saying, I was on the roof around and looking down to all the doctors. So this has become a field of research. He was a near-death experience researcher. So second case is Palm Reynolds. You can find it in YouTube, internet. It is there. Palm Reynolds, her brain, she had a tumor in the brain. She went to the doctor and doctors told that operation has to be done. Then the tumor will be removed from the brain. So head will be opened and the brain will be tumored. So she told, okay, anyhow, I am feeling a lot of pain, so operation can be done. She was taken to the operation theater. Operation was done. She was made, her heartbeat was made zero, lungs was stopped, her breathing was stopped, everything was stopped. It was like clinically she was dead. And doctors, they made her to sign before that if you are dead, we are not responsible for that. We can do the operation, but it is very typical operation going to be. So she was ready for that. She signed. When they did the operation, after the operation, it became successful. And the patient, that Palm Reynolds, she says that I was seeing everything what you all did. I was unconscious. She was clinically dead, but she knew everything what the doctors did to cross check this. There are many doctors who cross checked and questioned her, but she told all the answers, everything she told. It was not that she is making up, and how she will make up. Even one thing she is saying, even one thing, that even makes up that she was saying. Even one thing she says, even she answers two things wrong. What is problematic to understand that yes, she was saying, if she is saying five things correct. This is near-death experience. It is not with one people and two people, and not in India. It is outside in USA, Britain. They are experiencing it in foreign countries. 11 to 14% people, those who are being having big surgeries, they are experiencing such things. And doctors, they don't have answer to this. They are saying something is happening with the mind, but it's not the mind; it's the person. So enough research in NDE with impeccable scientific credentials. There is no scientific credentials for that. Nothing. You can't beat it to disprove it. Enough. And who is saying? Michael Sebom. He's a big cardiologist. He's a very known name, Michael Sebom. So these are the books written on out-of-body experience. So if you want to read it, you can read it. Modern science, they will not accept, they will not teach it around because Darwin's theory will fail, their basis will fail, and then people will start asking various questions. So right now, because Darwin's theory and Big Bang theory, that there was a blast and everything got created by these things, this is the theory which is being taught to us, but there is no proof for that. So these are the books written. Fourth thing is the research done on the field of reincarnation. He is Dr. Ian Stevenson. He spent 40 years of his life just to understand this one point, that does reincarnation happen? Just this one point. And Dr. Ian Stevenson, he wrote and many others also have written after that. Many researchers came and they did research on that, and they have written such books. And there's one book very famous, that is, you can see it's in the center, 30 cases of reincarnation. 30 cases of reincarnation. I'll tell you one case from that. That is of Shukla. So that'll come later. So this, in that book only, Dr. Ian Stevenson, he explains that by my research, I have understood that his phobias are related with their past lives. People, they have phobia. You have met anyone who have phobia? Some has height phobia, some has knife phobia, some have fire phobia, some has water phobia. They see water and their sweat starts coming. They're like, no, I don't want to. I met a boy, he was having water phobia. We were going to take Dwarka Darshan in Bed Dwarka, and he was like, you're a student in college. So he came with us, and while we were going to pass the boat, he was like holding it very tight, the pillars in the stairs, and he was saying, I'll not board the boat, I'll not board the boat. And but he saw that everybody is going, okay, take Lord's name and just go. And he went. But he has so much water phobia. He sees water and he's just scared like anything. So these phobias, Shastra explains it. Dr. Ian Stevenson, by research on many people, he understood, and he's writing in that book that if the previous life ended in drowning, there would be a water phobia. If the previous life he has been killed with a knife, there is phobia with the knife. He has been killed by a revolver, then he has a phobia with that instruments or machines or revolver. So one case was going to tell you. So this is Shukla. This also case, Dr. Ian Stevenson explains in that book. Still, there is one case, and recently it came in NDTV. If you like anybody to see that, really, you can go to Haryana, Palwal district. There, one person you will find. His name is I am forgetting the name. You can see it internet, YouTube, and you can go there and still meet him. He'll tell you everything. And I have personally met many people. When 2011, 2013, I was speaking in VIT, I met one boy. In last year, I was there. This year itself, before a few months, I was there in Jamnagar. There, I met one person. So these experiences are there, and it's real. So Shukla, she took birth, and when she started speaking, she told her parents that I want this. You are not my parents, and this is not my house. My house is there, and my village is there. I want to go there. So your village is there. You want to go there? She was again and again saying. So parents took, okay, chalo. And just outside the village, they left her. Now let's go to the village. And the girl, without missing any way, she exactly reached that house, told everything about the house, all the daughter-in-laws, all the daughters, all the women there, and he's saying, he's my husband. Now this child, she's saying that this 45 years man is my husband. And she told, I died because I gave birth to my child, the youngest one. And before that, when I was going to the doctor in village, the way they do, the maid servants, before that time, I kept 100 rupees below the bed. When she said that, all the family members are shocked to hear that. 100 rupees, yes, she kept. How does this child know? So why many are not remembering? Why few are remembering? Actually, it is not good to remember. In this lifetime, one lifetime problems are enough to take care of. You know, if we remember that in previous life you are a cow and you were slaughtered in a cow slaughter, or you are a goat and you were slaughtered, then if you remember that, can you live? It is not possible. So they are told to be abnormal. Those who remember such things, like this child, she was also thought to be abnormal, like that. So she knew everything, she told everything. So this is the personal experiences which people have, and still there are people, I can give you addresses if you like, and you can go and meet them. So Dr. Ian Stevenson, he did this research, and with phobias, he understood that this is because the people, they have phobias, and twins, you'll see. Twins are there. Twins are there getting out from the same zygote, same embryo, but they have different temperament. Same chemicals are mixing from father's body, semen, and mother's body, ovum, that is mixing. And the zygote is dividing into two, and two bodies, but the different temperaments are there. Can you explain why? Dr. Ian Stevenson writes in the book. It is because there are two living entities who are entering there. And in that book, 30 Cases of Reincarnation, Dr. Ian Stevenson writes that from my research, I have concluded that there is a constituent entity, something is there in the body, which goes from one body to another after death. One body to another after death. This was something after birth and before birth and after death. In this life itself, the phenomena of reincarnation is working. You see, we all were 5 years of age. We all were 5 years of age, correct? Now, you are 20 years of age. The body is gradually changing. Okay, the body has changed. But have you changed? You are not changed. You are the same person. Body is changing every second. So reincarnation is happening every second. You were a child, what happened? No problem? Water, something? You want to go toilet or something? Last time? You can ask. So, the body is changing. You see, the body is completely changing, but the person is not changing. So T equals to 0 means when we took birth, and T equals to 100, suppose when we die. Every second, every millisecond, what is happening to the body? Body is changing. But are you changing? You are not changing. But the body is changing. It means we are changing bodies every second. It means reincarnation is happening every second. You don't remember your childhood. You were of 3 months. Do you remember what you were doing? Can you say that there was no childhood for you? You can't say that because childhood was there. Correct? Because you have forgotten. Is that any reason, a logical reason to understand that it was not there? It is not a logical reason. We'll see this video. Soul Survivor. See with those boys what happens, those who can remember. This came in the Fox channel.
They have the same name and British school loves. James and Houston, raised in the Midwest. James and Monica, a young body. Whoa! There's something in your eyes. That's not all, sure. Sometimes they use the spirit has affected my son, either to reincarnation.
I'm going to hit the Japanese easy spy.
And every night, slept with jabs of action figures, which he made. Here's some video. All the other kids casually witnessing. 2-year-old James seems to suspect it. Watch as he checks the envelope. Then he climbs inside behind the headset.
His mother told, see, there is a bomb at the bottom. And he said, no, that's not a bomb. That's a drop tank. The child knows that's a drop tank.
To the balcony cockpit, and James was flying home. That night, their world would change forever. He started having nightmares. That was never so they can't better something wrong. It was so panic, screaming, terrorized, screaming. Over and over again, James had the same terrible nightmare. 4 to 5 times a week. He was too young to explain this thing, but he could try. The father was so paraphrasing.
Little man, get out. Your plane is on fire. He's shouting at night when he's sleeping. And later on, his father and other people, he met many people and they did research on this. And they understood that there was a person whose name he used to take at Second World War. That fellow, he was fighting from Japanese side. And his plane crashed and he died there on the war. And what he used to say and what he used to speak exactly matches with those incidents. Because the fighter who was fighting from Japanese side in Second World War. So this also Ian Stevenson, he came through this, and there's a book written by Bruce, and you can see the writer name is there down. So he's written on this. So these things are very clearly explained in Bhagavad Gita and Shastra. I have not got the shloka. That shloka, 2nd chapter, 13th verse. Actually, Krishna gives knowledge to Arjun. From here he starts. This is the basic thing to understand. A, B, C, D. A for apple, like that. This is the spiritual life. You should have the knowledge of spirit. And Krishna tells to Arjuna that Dehino asmin yatha dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara tatha dehantara praptir dhira satrana muhyati. A person who is in knowledge, he knows that you were child, then you are young, and then you are old. You are changing your body every second, and after that you will change your body. You will change your body. You are changing your body now also. Same phenomena will happen at the time of death. You will change your body, the next body. The next body depends on what? How it happens, which kind of body we get. That is, we are going to now discuss the mechanism of reincarnation. In Bhagavad Gita, it is told how the body changes. The Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter, now this whole from Bhagavad Gita, there Lord Krishna is saying, I explained you scientifically, I explained you by logics. Now in Bhagavad Gita, from 2nd chapter, 13th verse, 11th verse actually, to 30th verse, 11 to 30th means 20 shlokas, Krishna explains about reincarnation and the qualities of soul. What are the qualities of soul? So we are calling it soul in English and in Sanskrit Atma because we have a standard book that is Bhagavad Gita and Shastras where it is called Atma. You can call it anything, but that living entity is there which is changing the body from one body to another. So here in 222 it is said that a person, as he puts new garments, when the old garments are gone or it's in bad situation, then we put new garments. Similarly, when the body is old and gone, then we take up new body. And how the body we change? So it's the same person. Shastra explains that there are 84 lakhs of species. And how we change? According to our desire. On what basis? Our desires and our activities, the karma which we do in this life. In Bhagavad Gita 8.6, it is explained, Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam, tyajatyante kalevaram, tam tamevati konteya sada tad bhava bhavitaha. At the time of death, the thing which the person thinks, what he will think, for which whole life he has worked, the thing with which he is very much attached, he will think about that. And according to that desire and his activities, he gets the new body, next body is defined like this. And for his, like this, he goes on in 84 lakh species, sometimes dog, sometimes horse, sometimes insect, sometimes spider, sometimes pig, sometimes in human body. Then again, he'll do activities in human body. Then again, he'll fulfill get all the karmas of his activities. So, because if someone is eating a lot of meat, suppose he's very much attached to that, then he'll get a tiger's body because this body is not meant to eat meat. This is not meant for eating meat. Or a cow, a goat, there is no difference between me and goat. I am a soul, he is a soul. I am driving in this body in Mercedes Benz because I have got money. I have pious credit, I have got this body. And the one who is living in elephant's body or goat's body, he is my brother. He would be my brother in my previous life also. It may be that we were living together also in a family. Now he is a goat and I am cutting him and eating, sitting his throat and eating. How one can do like that? It is not possible. There's no difference between me and cow. According to the money he has, according to the pious credit, according to the things which he did in his human life, he is suffering there. And we have got this human life. We are in this body. If suppose somebody is sleeping a lot, he is very much, his desire is to sleep. He is very much attached to sleeping. So he'll get polar bear's body. Bear sleeps a lot. Polar bears, 6 months. One wants to expose their body a lot. Tree's body, stand in one place and people will come and look at you. And just one pose, you are standing naked, no need of any clothes. Tree's body. So there are many, all the activities actually what we do, it is divided into pious credit or impious credit, sinful activities. And there are 4 sinful activities which is a process, which kills your soul, which kills you and brings you to the platform of animals directly. And what are those 4 pillars? Meat eating, intoxication, gambling. Gambling means the processes by which you work very less and you earn a lot of money. And you cheat people and bring money from them. This is the gambling. And 4th is illicit sex. Having sex outside marriage. Illicit sex. Now, these are very four pillars of dharma. Dharma. If anybody is engaged in these four things, he cannot understand dharma. It is not possible. So, according to the activities which the soul does, according to the desires which he has, he transfers into another body. This is explained in Bhagavad Gita. And whatever we do now, the seeds which we reap now, the seeds which we sow now, accordingly we will reap the fruits when the time will come. When the time will come. Otherwise, can you please explain me that why a child is getting birth in a beggar's family and one in a very rich family, one in Ambani's family and one in a very poor family somewhere, and one is begging in the trains, hand is broken and he's begging in the trains. I've seen people around, dustbin is thrown and that fellow, the beggar, he is taking out things from the dustbin and eating. And I was shocked. I was seeing that scene. I wanted the answer of this question, that why he has to do that, but I am getting my food 3 times a day, every day. Why I got this birth and why he is getting birth like that? Can you please answer me if this is not happening? What is the cause of that? Can anybody answer? Can anybody answer? Why we all have different faces? Why we all have got different mental setup? Why we all have got different intellectual capacity? Can you explain? Why you all have different level of strength? Can you explain? Gita explains. Shrotrum chakshu sparsanam cha rasanam granam. That these all things, seeing, thinking, your nose, your mouth, everything is being built up according to the activities which you are doing in this life, and you get transferred to the next body after that. Everywhere it is being explained. Na suto vidyate bhavo, na vidyate sasaha upayona pridrisham tastavanyo sattvadarshibhi. 2.20 Bhagavad Gita. You are not dying. Nobody is dying here. Everybody is just changing the body. This is death. And everybody is coming from different body to another body, in this body, in the womb of the mother. That is birth. And here, the diseases which we comes here. And we are thinking, this disease is so pathetic condition. How can I live in such place? Means so much problems are there. The diseases which you are getting is the fruits which we have sown in our previous lives. It's the same thing, what we have done. So, when we understand these things, then what is the benefit? We start planning, like we plan in this life. What will happen to my children when I become old? Then the intelligence increases, and we start planning that life doesn't end at death. Whatever we are doing will change the body, and then again we'll get according to our desires and karma. Actually, whatever we are doing today, we have done so many times in our previous lives, everybody. But we forget. Like a child forgets every now and then he has done something, and he again asks the parents. Similarly, we have forgotten. So many times we would have been MBBS doctors. So many times you would have gone and been a resident of USA, been a resident of America. We are taking birth here in India, and we are thinking we are Indians. But actually we are not Indians. We are spirit soul. We take birth in Pakistan, you will think, I am a Pakistani. You take birth in USA, you will think, I am a United States citizen. And you'll say, Hail United Nations. You're in India, you'll say, Jai Bharat. You'll say Pakistan, you'll say Jai Pakistan. Australia, you'll say Jai Australia. So what is our identity? So these all identities are connected to this body, our birth. But actually that is not our identity. Our identity is the first question which I ask you. Who am I? We are a spirit soul living in this body. And when we understand this, we start planning actually. We should understand the science and try to understand what we have to do actually, because there is a purpose. Everything has got a purpose. And this mobile you buy, there is a manual with that, how to use it and what is the purpose of the mobile, what is the purpose of the laptop. We have got a purpose, and we start inquiring and asking questions regarding that. So many people are distressed. Why such situation is coming? I work so hard. Why didn't get into highest credits behind? Don't have this karmic reactions. So it becomes difficult. It is related with previous birth. So when we understand this, second thing happens, fear, lamentation, illusion, these things are gone out. We have learned swimming. So initially when we go into the water, how we feel? Huh? Anxiety is there. When the water reaches to the chest, how we feel? Okay. This then from Kerala, how we feel? Water reaches to the chest, how we feel? Initially, when we don't know swimming, we are entering. Fearful. Anxiety is there, no? It goes like that. You enter more inside, you feel more like that. And you go to swimming pools, then everything is visible inside. But if you go to some pond in a village, nothing is visible inside. And you go inside, some snake may be there, some insect may be there, you don't know. We are very afraid. But once, twice, you go and take nice dive there and roam around there 2-3 times, and you have seen there, you go enter here and come out there. All these things you have done. Now, do you have fear in that pond? Now you fear there? No. Similarly, when you understand that I am not this body, actually I am spirit soul. I am living in this body like a driver is there in a car. A child will say that the car is being driven on its own. But an intelligent person is, no, there is a driver. Similarly, we should understand that we are not this body, we are soul, and we are driving this car. And everything we are getting here is because of our karma. And today, we can make it good. We can do good karma and we can make our future lives very good. And we can even come out. Yesterday, I told you the main problem, death. We can come out of the cycle of birth and death. So we start planning about that and we start thinking about that and start spending some time about that. And there is no fear, no lamentation. These things are gone. People surpass the fear of death because they know slowly it comes, not immediately, but this fear is gone. Unity will be there, brotherhood. I asked one of a great gentleman in one place. He was very old, 70, 65 years of age. And I asked him one question, that why before you all, when you were living, there were no facilities, nothing. You are living in villages, but still 60 people in a family, 100 people in a family, big house, and how you could live together. And why today, 2 people, they're not able to live together. What is the reason? We are shouting outside, Hindutva, and we have to bring them together. And we have to do this thing, that thing, this shouting, that shouting, red flag on the road, people are roaming around. But the thing they're missing is they're just foolish. They don't have any knowledge from Bhagavad Gita. The unity was there. I asked that old man and he explained me. He told me I wanted to come to that point, and he told that people were very fearful in doing something impious activities or the things which is against dharma. Why? Because they knew that if you do something adharmic, you will have to suffer that after death. They will not divide the land. Land will, even if they divide, whatever the elder brother tells, that will be done. That is dharma, he will divide properly. Because he knew the conception that there are 4 things, land is there, I'll divide it equally. If one understands that there is piety and impiety, and whatever you do, you will get that. When there will be land division in home, people will say, just give me exactly what comes to me. Rather, if it takes 2 inches more, give him more, no problem. But don't give me more. I don't want to bear the karma for that. This will be the same. You know? So because of this principle, knowing the science of soul, that we change the body. Just this much. Who is God? And these questions are later. Just this much they used to know. And because of this principle, actually, they were living together. So unity comes, brotherhood comes. And that's why our philosophy is Vasudeva Kutumbakam. That whole world is our family. Why? Because everybody is soul. There are two things. One is the follower of God who is accepting the Father, and the other crowd is there who is not accepting the Father, but can do. Like my brother is there. He doesn't want to hear Father, but still he is my brother, right? That's why this philosophy is there. Vasudeva Kutumbakam. Why? Because we are not just body, we are soul. This is the center point of life. If you don't Gita, anything in your material life, nothing. Right use of resources. Automatically it will come. Automatically. You know, today I use my money for prostitution. I use my money. I have 2,000 rupees. I'll go into prostitution. I'll drink beer. I'll drink this. I'll smoke. Okay, no problem. After death, many things are written. It will happen. They'll say, I don't believe. No problem. Whether you believe or not believe, whether you put your hand, you're a child, and you don't know that fire burns, and you put your hand in that, fire will burn. Fire will burn. Whether you know or don't know. You will say, how it can happen like this? It is told already. It is our ignorance that we don't want to know all these things, this science of soul, and how this life is going on. We don't want to know. That is our problem. If you go to USA and you say, in India, I walk left side. So here also, I'll walk left side. Penalty will come. And you say, I was not knowing. He will say, better know it from now. First say the fine. First say the fine. So we are humans, and humans have got higher intelligence to work for themselves, not to reject the higher duty. Why you are rejecting dharma? Why are you rejecting the dharmic principles? And doing any kind of sin just for money? Money will not give you happiness. So we should live a life. Life is meant for living, for prospering in the spiritual path. And every day, that's why we should devote some time to understand this message. So in this way, every resources will use it properly, because we know whatever wrong we will do, it will come back to us. Every action has equal and opposite reaction. Isn't it? Thank you very much. I gave such a sound here. You heard very nicely. Many of you would have understood. Many would, if you are not understood, if you have not understood and you have still some doubts, you can personally ask me questions. We can discuss on this. Without discussing, don't have a blind faith that these things are just like this only, it is being told. No, in 1 hour, I cannot tell you everything. Sit and discuss. I'm ready to give you a lot of time. Come, we will discuss and understand. And I bet that I'll convince you all if you don't have faith, if you don't believe. But I explained everything very logically. From science, I explained it. And then I explained many things from Bhagavad Gita. Okay? So if anybody has any questions, you can ask. Yes. Means now, when we understand, yeah. Can you do that? So why taking such examples, hypothetical examples, which you cannot do? No, I am asking a question. That I personally, I am born in a suppose very poor family, and I am actually from not such a big rich background, normal average family. And suppose you have born a very rich family. So you go and stay in my house, I'll go and stay in your house. Is it possible? Will the parents accept? So why they are soul, then there is differentiation. When we understand that there is soul and we are something different from the body, we are not this body, then after this, we will try to understand it from the acharyas about the science of soul. There is a way to now gain knowledge. Like you want to become engineer, you have to go to the college. Okay. Now the father is a doctor, suppose, and you are his child, and you say that my father is a doctor, so I'll also do the heart operation. Will the patient allow? Will not allow. You have to go to a college, become a cardiologist, and then you'll be allowed to do the operation. Exactly. Correct. You come here to learn engineering and you become an engineer. Similarly, to understand spiritual knowledge, we need to go to a spiritual master and we have to understand this science. Now, as we understand soul, then soul are different or soul are the same. We have to understand it from Bhagavad Gita. And then when we practice it, then we can understand all these things. In axioms are there in science. There is no science without axioms. Is there the existence of science will be there without axioms? It will not be there. Root under -1. Is there any such number? In reality, it is not there. Root under -1. But they take it for some calculations. Yeah. But just they took it like that. But we are having in faith in something which doesn't have real existence. So why not to have faith in Bhagavad Gita, whatever it is telling about soul, and practice the process, you will experience yourself. In Bhagavad Gita, it is told that souls are different. Natvevaham jatunasam, natvam neme janadipaha, na chaiva, na bhavishyamah, sarve vayamatah param. Krishna is saying to Arjuna that you, me, and all these kings you are seeing around at the battlefield of Mahabharata, at Kurukshetra. Krishna is saying that all these people, they were never dead, still they are there, and in future also they will be there. Now we are engaged. And depends on biggest, but the soul, the pure soul, it has its own nature, and it is in you. It is not that it is always there. It is always there. There is not that souls are same. But it is same. But both are body. The body is not there. The body is not there. What is there? A fish. Fish is here like a fish. A fish. What is there? A fish. A fish. So 84